Say you lived in an oppressive country where you couldn't get reliable information and some dangerous books and articles were censored and unavailable.
You mean like Florida?
Way worse than that, McCluck. How would you find a way to gain access to such information?
You'd leave the country?
No, you can't. You don't have the means to go anywhere.
VPN?
The internet's controlled, so those tools would be monitored and or blocked.
Tap into the underworld?
This isn't a movie. You're just a regular guy.
I've no clue.
Me neither. Pass.
Would you believe by playing Minecraft?
I don't have time for a comedy sketch today, Mouse.
I'm being serious here, McCluck.
Right. Well then, how can Minecraft be a solution to government censorship?
That's what I'd like to know.
Consider this. Would you think to look in a block-building game for corruptible information?
I would.
That's because you don't trust anyone.
And neither do those governments.
Fair point. Actually, aren't games already used in similarly unexpected ways?
Very true. It's well known that terrorist cells have used online games to meet up, communicate, and even recruit.
Expanding the capabilities of a technology or a game beyond the designer's intent isn't unheard of. And so, an organization called Reporters Without Borders decided to create a Minecraft map where they'd place this banned information for people to find.
But why Minecraft?
Because even though these oppressive countries control every aspect of the internet, they somehow allow people to play games like Minecraft unrestricted.
You sure about that?
That's what it says on their promotional website.
Oh, so they're advertising that to the world?
Which means all those oppressive regimes will know about it then.
It's game over, man. Game over.
Well, how do you expect Reporters Without Borders to let people know of their clever build?
To advertise or not to advertise?
That is the question.
So they've created this huge building, really beautiful work actually, which you can fly through and explore, just like any Minecraft map, which they call the Uncensored Library.
Oh, I like the name.
That's exactly what it says on the tin.
And different parts of the building host articles from specific countries which have banned them.
Which countries are covered?
When the project officially launched back in March 2020, it included Mexico, Egypt, Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, and Russia, but they've since expanded with new wings for Brazil, Eritrea, Belarus, and Iran.
How do you access the books?
They're like regular Minecraft books. You just walk up to them and right-click on them to start reading.
Hang on, those books are tiny.
Plus, you can't copy and paste that information. You can only read it.
I guess you could take screenshots if you really wanted to.
Of dozens of tiny pages.
Yeah, there will be a lot of flicking pages back and forth. Oh, and 2 versions are available. One in the original language and another in English, located in different parts of the same room.
It does sound like an interesting and creative way for people to safely get information that country doesn't want them to know about.
It certainly does. On paper.
What do you mean?
I knew it was too good to be true.
It'll be quicker if I show you. As you can see, this isn't a small map.
Great iridescent egg. Just how many blocks is it made up of?
The promotional website says it's over 12.5 million. And that's kind of the problem. You have to spend a lot of time traveling from section to section to get to where you need to go. And once you're in a room, you need to get to one book and then another, and there's no indication of which is which.
Or what about the books in the background?
They're just for show. It's only those handful of books on pedestals that you can read.
So it's a massive building with little content.
Is this a multiplayer map?
No, I downloaded the library and I'm playing in single player.
Why didn't you use the multiplayer map instead then? You wouldn't have had to download anything and you'd get straight into it.
Maybe Mouse doesn't like playing with others.
Well, I tried that, and that's what made me realize no matter how well-intentioned this project might appear, it's just a gimmick.
What?
You really can't trust anyone these days.
Could you ever?
Have a look for yourself. Every time I try to connect, I'm told the server the multiplayer map is installed on is outdated, and my more recent version of the game can't connect to it. I've tried this for months. I also contacted the developers, but never heard back from them.
Typical.
Well, at least people can download the map and install it on their computer.
Well, I could, yes. But you sure people in those oppressed countries could?
What do you mean?
Think about it. If it's illegal to know about and read such documents, what do you think would happen if they were found on your hard drive?
Oh, yeah.
It would really be game over, man. Game over.
Guess this project was just a reason to build a cool-looking building and surrounding grounds in Minecraft.
But even if it worked, There's yet another issue, if I may, Mouse.
Please.
I couldn't help but notice that one particular country of note isn't on the list of oppressive nation.
Yes, I know. China.
And you know why?
I do. It's a little-known fact that Mojang Studios developed a localized version of Minecraft for the Chinese market, which is only available to Chinese citizens. It's much more restricted, as you might imagine, and as a result, can't connect to servers of the mainstream edition.
It kind of makes a mockery of the library.
It just shows that getting around government controls is far from easy. But even though it isn't a solution to the problem, I try to remain positive. In my view, this imaginative project could have some use as a teaching tool for people in freer nations, helping them realize the oppression others face in their home countries.
But that's not what the stated aim for this project is.
You're right, it isn't. The Uncensored Library is too big with barely any content, and its servers have been outdated for months, making it inaccessible to the very people it claims to want to reach.
So, really, it can't do what it claims to do.
That's such a shame.
So much for their hashtag, truth finds a way.
The thing is, guys, we're lucky. We take freedom of speech for granted. So much so, we often forget it was hard-won. People have died for these freedoms, and far too many still do. And I think it's clear making this right truly universal won't be achieved by sitting in front of a computer playing a game. But what do you think? Share your thoughts, and if you need me, I'll be in the comments.